Welcome to Real Zeal, a podcast like no other, brought to you by yours truly, Trish Burke.
And James Burke. ADHD is loud, proud and unfiltered.
We are absolutely honoured to bring you all the topics, big to small and everything in between, in a way that is honest, truthful, with a veil of compassion. All in the name of ensuring everyone feels heard and validated.
We can't wait to host a myriad of guests that will blow your mind, and we're going to have candid conversations that will absolutely knock your socks off.
So get your tissue box ready for the tears that you might shed. Pad up because you're going to piss yourself laughing.
Strap yourself in and get yourself ready for some real zeal.
Well, hello, welcome to another episode of Real Zeal. I am your host, Trish Burke.
I'm your co-host, Burkie.
And we are in the new year.
Yep.
We've decided we're taking all the pressure off not to be, reinvent the wheel, set some goals. I keep getting asked what my New Year's resolutions are, and I say I don't make them. I just set some goals for the year with some hope of improving thyself.
No, I don't even do that.
Oh, well.
No, actually,
no.
No, I do.
I'm not saying unattainable stuff.
Yeah.
Just I would really like to do this more or do this less.
Yeah, no, I do that, but it's usually very... I often like to sit at the start of the year and journal and just be a bit like, this is how I want to carry myself this year. This is the things I want people to see in me, how I want to come across, that kind of thing.
Handsomeness.
Yes. No, it's often about usually like leaning into I want to be known for my authenticity. I want to be known for that my word is absolute, my yes is yes, and my no is no.
I love that.
I want to lean into my creativity, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I feel like...
Apparently I do make goals.
Goals, but resolutions feel like if you break them, you're a failure. I feel like goals is like, we're just chipping forward, we're chipping in.
Yeah.
It's good. It's
Resolution feels too formal.
It does feel formal, and it feels like if you don't actually...
Sounds like something the UN votes on.
Yeah, true. And it also feels like if you break it, then you're
You failed.
Yeah,
You
it's
failed
very
2026.
doomy, and I don't feel like it's got much positivity to
No
it.
one wants doom at the start of the year.
Definitely not me. So that's why I don't do it. I've explained that to people that ask me. So if you ask me, there are no resolutions, peeps. But I did make a goal.
Ooh.
Well,
Yes.
Tim and I made a goal this year that we were actually going to be a little bit more intentional with some of our friendships.
Ooh, I like it.
We already have, decided who our inner circle are, our, the people that have made it into the elite top tier of the pyramid scheme of our friendship society.
I like it.
There's no pyramid scheme, just by the way, it's just being playful. But, we've got if you think about the circles of friendship, there's your bestie, who's usually your spouse if you're married or your bestie. And then you've got the next ring out, which are your close group, your close-knit who hear most, or if not everything, hot off the press. And then there's your group of friends that are the next ring out. And then there's acquaintances, and then there's the randos that you will pass on the street and you might smile at if you're feeling happy or not.
But only if you're feeling happy, yeah.
Or, if you just feel like you want to dish out a smile.
Yeah.
If you're in the mood.
So you've chosen to be more intentional with your inner groups?
I think we also have said with our siblings, because the way we've grown up as individuals, Tim and I, both of us are not in each other's back pockets with our siblings.
Yeah,
which
I'm the same.
We've also been okay about.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone is going, we don't have a great relationship. We actually connect really well.
Yeah.
When we're in the same room, very interested, invested, etc. If someone needs help, first to be there.
Yep.
So we're not dissing our siblings or saying that no.
It's not that you don't like them, you just don't spend that much time with them.
But also as an ADHD, I find that if the ping pong of messages isn't quite frequent, if you're not sort of in that first frame or two of the text messages...
You forget they exist.
Well, I don't forget they exist. I just forget to message them.
We don't forget they exist. They just
exist.
stop existing.
They exist outside of our sphere of what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
And we recognise that, but we might not intentionally have that prompt visually by seeing the messages to connect or ask another question.
Yeah. So ADHD is, we very much exist in the realm of what is in front of us.
Physically present.
Yes.
Yes.
My world is lights and camera and Trish and balls. That is my world right now. Nothing else exists.
His world is balls.
My world is balls. There are plenty of people in my life that I love and I probably owe messages to, but right now, they don't exist.
Because, it's the theory of mind. If it's not right there, if you can't see it, it does not really play a part in our attention.
It's why ADHD is lose stuff all the time, and it's actually usually in the most obvious place it could possibly be.
Have you ever lost a friend because of this thing that ADHDers do? Because we can't often, if we don't see them regularly or if they're not messaging regularly. I have lost friendships too over that.
I lost...
Not meaning to.
Yeah, I lost some really good... I screwed up some really, really important friendships through that, and I didn't realise for years.
Is this before you discovered your neurotype?
Yes.
Okay. So that's also a thing. Before you know you're an ADHD and before you can be cognizant that this could be something that happens, or definitely will be something that happens, you start to go, oh, where did that friendship go? And you might message them and they're like, oh, you just stopped messaging me and I thought you didn't like me and so therefore I didn't try, or I put out a few messages to catch up and you never responded. And I was like, oh, man.
Yep.
Oops.
Yep.
And like gut-wrenching, because then the RSD kicks in and you feel it really deeply that, oh no, we have fizzled out and I've lost a really beautiful friend in that way.
I lost the two closest friends I had for a good season of my life. And it was...
Misunderstanding.
It was misunderstanding. It was, you know, partly around the time I met Beth, and so this is not an excuse by any means, but like you meet your person, your focus shifts to them, and you spend a lot of time thinking about them and talking with them and
doing the deep dive on knowing everything about them.
Absolutely, all that kind of stuff, and you start to intertwine your lives together, and so you're spending, you know, a lot of your spare time with them and things like that. So there is that natural, oh, so and so has gotten in a relationship, we don't see them as much anymore, kind of thing. But
you forgot to pick up the friend again.
Well, we also like when Beth and I realised this is serious, this is going somewhere kind of thing, she didn't feel like the church I was at was a place that she could feel at home.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to go and find our own place. And that was great. But yeah, I just, because then I wasn't seeing these people all day, every day, just didn't keep up with people that I'd known for most of my, or not most of my life, but like I'd known since I was an early teenager by that point kind of thing, and had journeyed with them over lots of stuff over the past, you know, decade and a half kind of thing. And yeah, and then it was just gone.
Well, let's talk about the love bomb thing that happens.
Yep.
So for an ADHDer or any person, any neurotype, when you meet someone for the first time, if you feel like they're a love interest in particular, there's the love bomb. Now, the love bomb also transfers into ADHD land in friendships. When you make a new friend and you realise you have things in common and la-di-da, there's the love bomb season. Now, that season might, depending on the person, be a very long season of ping-ponging messages, asking questions, hanging out more, calling, chatting, texting, whatever. Pebbling by sending memes to each other, those kind of things, right? Because they're on your mind. You see a reel and you go, oh, blah, blah would really love this reel. And you flick it to them and they're like, hey, thumbs up. Or they might send you something back. Great.
They send me the love heart emoji.
The love heart emoji. Okay, that if you're into them in a attraction way, then the love heart emoji can also
really confuse things.
Yes, absolutely. But
now, welcome to my teenage years.
The love bomb is a real thing. Yeah. And actually being conscious of that is really important because if you are not interested in the person in a relationship, sexual way, it can be misconstrued.
Yes.
If you are too full on with your love bombing, you can scare them away and they go, ah, and run off.
No, thank you.
And they stop replying and you're like, oh my gosh, we're such good friends. So knowing that this is part of the ADHD neurotype is the first thing. And the second thing is then you can kind of safeguard and moderate the intensity of frequency of messages, calls, hangouts and catch-ups, just in case the other person doesn't also quite understand your neurotype or they're not an ADHDer as well. Because ADHDers get that we do this and we also get that, you know, after about 3 weeks, you're going to stop love bombing them and you're going to move, like, see reels that you'll send to, you know, your next door neighbour or someone else.
You have your next door neighbours on Instagram?
No, I used to when I was friends with my next door neighbour. Like, they were similar age. Anyway, another story.
Not the old guy that lives there?
Nah, but he's really nice.
Oh, that's cool.
And he co-signed one of our wills, like as the witness, because we needed a witness, and our lawyer kept going, "Can you return the papers?" And we're like, "Oh yeah." Finding a witness is hard sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
No, and really, at the end of the day, we just pinned someone that was walking their bin to the letterbox. So anyway. So the love bomb thing is actually a really big part of friendship, and it can also mean that, yes, if you go too hard, too soon, too early, you can scare them away, and then you can end up with one less friend when you actually thought you just met your new bestie.
Well, the whole like love bombing thing, and so like for me, I made offhand comment about Welcome to My Teenage Years just before.
Yeah,
like
tell.
when I was, because I was a nerd and single until 18. I think I was 18 when I got my first girlfriend.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. I just wanted to make sure I was
know
an
what,
adult before I did these
But
things.
actually, you were probably in a more mature place than the rest of us that were trying to like experiment. Like, oh, is this my kind of person? Is this my kind of person?
Yes and no.
Getting a lot of heartbreak along the way.
In some ways, yes. In some ways, no. Anyway, I had to do
Another episode.
I had to do a lot of learning in that relationship. But anyway, it was just like I would have that thing because you meet someone.
Yes.
You have that
Connection.
spark, that connection, that vibe with them, kind of thing. And every time that was a female friend that I was meeting and had that kind of vibe or spark connection, I was just like, and it was.
Do I like them? Do they like me?
It was a little bit of puppy dog eyes, hopefully hidden and not blurted all over the place.
You're obvious. I feel like your puppy
know.
dog eyes of just like pushing out heart emojis out of them.
You're probably right.
If it was a cartoon, that would happen.
I mean, like, I know there's some times where it was very obvious and all of our friends knew. But there was...
Bless. Heart on his sleeve, everyone.
But yeah, like, I remember, like, every time I would get to know a new friend kind of thing, I'm just like, oh, maybe this is my person. Maybe this is the person I'm going to spend my life with.
Do you know what? Truth be told, same.
Yeah.
When I was a teenager. I'm like, oh, they're looking at me. Oh, they spoke to me. I'm speaking to them. Does that mean they like me?
Do they like me? Oh, we're talking a lot. Does this mean...
They sent me a note. They passed me a note in class. I passed one back.
Is this what, like, okay, so the love bonging stage with a love bombing, I said love bonging.
There's no bongs.
There's no bongs.
I've never done that, FYI. Segue, but okay, look at us playing squeaky people.
Yeah, we get our drugs from the pharmacy.
We do.
I love bombing. So that stage where you kind of like, you're both feeling it, you're both vibing, you're bouncing back and forth very intently. This is a very old man asking a question.
Okay, put it out there.
Is that what they call a situationship these days?
What's a situationship?
Okay, then she's the wrong person to ask.
Oh no, ask me. No, tell me what that is.
Like a
and then I can
situationship
fix
is
it.
kind of like you're in a relationship, but because
It's
of the
situational.
situational that you're in.
Yeah. It's like work friendships. They don't sort of.
Yeah.
It could be.
Yeah.
That bounce could be, but
don't
then
know.
you've got to take it out of context, I think. So you've got to take that friendship out of the school ground,
Yes.
if you're a school
Yes.
attender. Hopefully no little ears are listening. Then you've got to take it out of the work context, if it's a work thing, or out of the, wherever else you hang out. Context, church context, or
context,
other
or-
organised group of sports context.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the commonality of what the experiences that you share at work or at school or during an activity is really as deep as it goes.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I think...
And you all know that feeling of like, I'm going to be best friends with this person when I leave this job, and you never hear from them again.
But I think this is where it comes in the love bombing stage. We've just called it that. We've earmarked it. But
That's what it is.
in the love bombing stage, I feel like as ADHDers, we tend to do the deep and meaningful conversation, and we just go straight for the hard topics, the deep topics. Let's unpack our childhood trauma together, and what was the last horrible experience in XYZ. We're down for all the details,
Absolutely.
and all of a sudden we know each other inside out, back to front, quite quickly. Case in point, Tim and I. But but we also have covered the deep topics.
Yeah.
Whereas I think in potentially neurotypical friendships, often it can sit at the surface level or a situationship where it's just within the context of where you know each other.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Drop a comment below if you are neurotypical or identify as neurotypical.
You know what's going on? Tell us. We
And
don't.
if you think that a situationship also could be subject to the love bomb. I don't know. Was that the original question?
I have no idea anymore.
It was a great pondering.
I
and
just-
drop a comment below if you feel like maybe this resonates for you in terms of either the love bomb or the situationship that doesn't actually transfer out.
So let's talk about then getting past that love bomb stage.
Yes.
And avoiding what happened to me of then ADHD, losing the friends because you forget about them. There's got to be a middle ground, right?
There absolutely does. And look, I don't want to be rigid about this, but sometimes for me, I have a regular catch-up day for a person. Like I call them regularly on my way home from work on a Thursday, for example. And that's our little time to chitty chat. Yes, it's a little bit routined, but I know that at least once a week I've called my parents or I've called... Okay, I don't do that anymore, but when I was at uni, I had this good system of doing that. Yeah. But like with some of my friends, particularly those that don't live in Melbourne, I would make a point of, okay, hey, can we have a day? Like, what works for you? Just so that we can touch base verbally instead of just over message. Because some friendships can literally just be over message, and then you actually see each other in real life and you forget your chemistry of how to talk to each other. It's true.
Yeah.
I sometimes felt that with one of my long distance great friendships, and I was a bit like, I feel like our bounce has gone.
I've met a lot of people off the internet in my life because I'm a nerd, including my wife.
And I'm not laughing because I'm dissing it. I'm just like, that's the age that we live in.
That's the age we live in. Although I was a bit of a forerunner in that.
Look at him, just bragging about the fact I just was there first, everyone.
Like I'd met like 150 people off the internet by like 2003.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. That's my
Is
little...
that from gaming?
No, it's from nerdy Christian forums.
Oh, bless.
Yeah.
ASL, what's your per point? Age, sex, location for those of you that didn't grow up in the late 90s.
Not that far off it. But yeah, like there's some people that I like had an amazing friendship, an amazing bounce with kind of thing over chat and, text chat kind of thing.
It's very
and then
different
meet them in real life and it's like, this doesn't work in real life.
Yeah. Do you think it's because when you're bouncing messages back and forth, it sort of takes the emotion out of it a little bit and the worriedness about what their physical reaction would be to a comment?
And it also means you get to mask to a certain level as well.
True.
Because
you just present what you know they're
present
interested in.
Yeah, exactly. You get to actually pause even if it's just a second, you get to pause for a second and think about what you're going to say instead of just blurting it.
Do you know a second feels like eternity to me in real life, but a second reading a message, processing it, and then
waiting for the actual message to come through.
Yeah, you had dots the other night to me, and then they disappeared, and I was like,
sorry, it's because I did.
You fell asleep.
Probably, or like I had finished sending the message and like bumped to the keyboard on my way out and then closed and gone into it.
Gotta love that. All good.
And she's just sitting there going, "What's he going to say?"
No. I'm taking a leaf out of our last RSD podcast and actually go, trust your friendship, Trish. Trust what you know. And then do a sense check with Tim just to reaffirm that I'm not absolutely losing it. Hey, guess what?
What?
Update.
Yeah.
Your wifey and I have set a girl date.
What?
Yes! I'm surprised she hasn't told you
I was gonna say,
in the epically long holiday car trip back home.
This is hilarious that this is the first I'm learning about it.
Oh, it was only yesterday.
Well, I mean, yes.
Or maybe it was the day before. No, I think it was the day before. Yeah, and it was when you were driving home from holidays, and clearly you were driving.
I was driving.
I was getting some messages.
Yes.
And we have booked a girl date.
Nice.
We're going to a craft market where there are lots of earrings.
Oh my goodness. You two are going to be in absolute heaven.
I'm going to teach her how to make my earring holders like pimp them the way I have them.
Let's get together and set limits on the bank cards.
We don't need an inter-friendship. We don't need one. We're happy. We're very excited. Look at my glee face.
When? Like in a couple of weeks' time, I'm guessing?
Yeah, it's in a couple of weeks' time. Okay, cool. On a Saturday.
Because this Saturday we're going up Bendigo way. So
no, not this Saturday.
Which it was funny because you're...
It's next Saturday when we don't have kids with us.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
So we're going to... She's going to pick me up.
Aww.
We've even planned. And what time she's going to pick me up. And then we're going to go into the market.
Are you going to stand at the window going, she's here, like Tim did when I came over for the mandate?
I absolutely will. And now I'm overthinking which earrings I'm going to wear so that, I'll be like, we're going to a market and there'll be earrings. It's a craft market. And then yay. Maybe I need to set a limit how many earrings I can buy. Anyway, that's another topic. But I just wanted to share that
that's
because
cool. That closed
super
from last week.
excited. It totally does from last ep. So too bad if you didn't listen to that last episode. Actually, you totally need to tune into last episode because it's all about RSD, rejection sensitivity dysphoria, and everyone in the whole wide world needs to know how to support us tender-hearted
Yes, it's true.
ADHDers.
Yes.
Okay,
so big side quest.
We've talked a little bit about the love bomb side of the friendship, the start, and then how to kind of maintain the friendship. So obviously, love bombing them too hard will scare them away. Don't do that. Rule number 1.
Or you'll get yourself all twisted up and thinking they're going to be the next person that you spend your life with.
Yeah, also tread carefully is my word of caution, because our ability to discern when we have our rose-coloured glasses on of, wow, they're going to be my new best friend, is that we just tell them everything, and maybe we haven't fully vetted that they are a safe person for all of that information. So those of you that might be on the dating apps doing I'm doing a deep dive of D&Ming with, that hot individual that has the great photos from the gym or whatever as their profile pictures. Also be discerning about how much you divulge about your personal life and your life history, because if you are potentially being catfished, you might actually end up with zero money in your bank account and no self-esteem.
Don't want to do that.
And some restraining orders. So that's not like a word from experience, but I can just see it ending up that way. Okay? I can see the future.
I was about to say, this is a whole side of your life I've never known about if this was from experience.
Do I look
how have you kept this from me all these years?
Do I look like, after my first marriage, like I would want to go down that pathway? No. The trauma I have just healed from that, okay? It has taken me a long time, in the words of my psychologist, to actually have closed that chapter and stepped forward fresh and no longer damaged and bruised.
Aww.
Yeah, I know, I graduated in that space. Yay, thank you. So actually be really discerning in that space, in that initial stage, because also pushing them away is one thing, but also actually divulging too much to someone that could be an unsafe individual in your life is also something to be aware of. So just tread carefully.
It also just makes a bit of like trauma bonding is a thing.
Yeah, it totally
is. Let's be honest, trauma bonding is a thing. And sometimes you do it too early, you trauma bond with someone, and it's just like that person doesn't actually end up being a big part of your life kind of thing. And you're just like, that knowledge is out there. And did I really want that to be known by everyone that I've met?
And also, are they going to be respectful in sharing those deep, dark details that you've shared? Are they going to be respectful in keeping them in their vault? Maybe, maybe not. Yeah. So this is where discernment and treading carefully and with caution is a good thing in that space. But maintaining the friendships. I think having a really clear map in your mind of who your inner circle are is the first thing, because often we think, oh yeah, we connected really well, they're in my inner circle, but then after 6 months you realise you don't talk to them about anything. They're not actually in your inner circle. No. So actually knowing who your inner circle are and making sure that you've got some regular touch points, even schedule ahead of time. Hey, we've just caught up. Let's put in the diary our next catch up or our next phone call or whatever, because knowing full well your diary will escape you, and before you know it, it'll be 3 years later and you've forgotten to speak to them.
Literally before you know it, you're seeing your Facebook memory from 2 years ago of the last time you caught up with that friend, about how you posted about how this is wonderful, this was so overdue, let's have more of this year, and you haven't seen him since.
So with your new year of goal setting, potentially what your goal might be is to, when you catch up, set another catch-up date. And achievable. Obviously, if you are not able to squeeze in every single one of your friends weekly, do not schedule them weekly, because, one, you're going to be crying.
That's wild.
Or you're going to be backing out and cancelling.
Yeah.
And that also hurts your feelings and theirs. RSD overload.
My brain also goes, how do you manage that many friendships?
I just said, well, I don't know.
How big is your close circle?
No, but traditionally the close circle group of friends, your core group of friends, I don't think is bigger than 10 people. I think your core group should actually be around 6 to 8, I think. And then
that makes sense.
Then you might have your super, super close, which is like your top 3.
Yeah,
but like, if you think less than 10 in that core group, like you can't do weekly for all of that.
Oh, no, absolutely.
And nobody's diaries overlap that much, if they do. Yeah.
Unless you all like lived in a commune together or something like that.
We're not living in a commune, Burkie. I'm just saying that now. Love you lots, but stay in your suburb 20 minutes away, thanks.
I wouldn't have to cook anymore. This would be amazing. You could do all the cooking.
Oh, what? I want to have your ham that's glazed with no cloves.
I'll make ham next Christmas.
With no cloves, thanks. Cloves are weird.
We'll have to do a Burke Christmas next year.
Oh my gosh.
This year. Yes.
Maybe we could do one in October.
Oh.
Because then, Well, I'm just saying.
Well, we can't do Christmas in July because that's going to be right around the Bethdival.
What's a Bethdival? Is that her
Festival
birthday?
of Beth.
Is that like birthday month?
Yeah, and it's a big one for her. It's 40
the
this
big
year.
Digis.
Yeah, she's turning 40.
Is she going to have a party? Because you didn't.
She's not probably going to. Well, not a big party. She
You had a party of 4 and we were there.
Hey. I had multiple small parties and it was wonderful.
I think that's really cool because that is exactly your jam.
Exactly.
Tim's birthday is coming up and he said, do not organise anything for me. I don't want anything. I just want to have family dinner on this night and we'll have dinner with the kids on this night. And I was like, okay.
Okay.
But maybe I will. No, he won't.
Family dinner?
Well,
We share the same name. We share the same family name.
Oh, that's true. Nah, I think he's also like you, multiple small dinners.
Yeah.
So I think we might actually end up doing that for his birthday,
I like
just little groups. Because Tim, well, I'm also similar now, but we actually appreciate the quality conversation rather than just going...
Bouncing from one person to the next.
I still like a big party, admittedly.
You do.
Not super big.
It's your extrovert side.
Yeah, but I also then at the end of it feel super guilty because I'm like, I've calculated that I've actually had a 5-minute conversation to everyone and that didn't feel like enough, but forcing people to stay there so I can have a 20-minute conversation with them sounds mean.
We're going to have a 48-hour party, so we each get like half an hour to 45 minutes together.
So basically you want a revolving door party and you give everyone a time
world's
slot. You give everyone a time slot!
I want the world's slowest speed dating. And everyone's going to rotate and then you can have a conversation with the next person.
That would be a cool thing to try.
Slow dating.
So there's a Bethdival.
There is a bit. Cool. Well, yes. It's just we're going to do lots of things to celebrate that she's
I
going to be 40.
like it. So good. Okay, so scaffold dates into the future
Yes.
after you've hung out with your friend.
Yes.
Man, we're getting good at coming back from our side quests.
It's really true. Also, the meds are high right at this time of the day.
I'm not medicated.
You're not medicated, right?
And I haven't even had Vumi, so I want
Wow.
nothing. I'm on
You're pure caffeine and that's it.
alone.
That's impressive.
I am digging hard in
I'm
that
on double
brain.
caffeine and Vyvanse.
Oh, you've got
I'm
all the
loving life.
good stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I started MHT is what you call it now instead of HRT. I started menopausal hormone therapy. That's what MHT stands for, and it's supposed to surpass the HRT acronym. I started that. Well, I don't know.
You don't know. It's just literally just started.
I just literally rubbed some gel on my leg this morning.
Fair enough.
There's lots of rules around it. I had to ask a lot of questions about the order and sequence I could do things in because of how much time it has to soak in and then not touch something else and then not touch someone else and then...
Yeah, because you don't want to rub it on your leg and then rub your leg against Tim or something.
Yeah, exactly. Or you're not allowed to let a pet or, little hands. So you can either rub it on your arms or your inner thigh. And I was like, well, inner thigh is safer. Less likely at work someone rubbing my inner thigh because I have boundaries and I'm a professional.
That's probably a good thing. Yep.
But also like time of day. So they're like, you can do morning or night. And I was like, well, nighttime.
Someone else is going to be
Sometimes fun time happens at nighttime for the adults listening, as you may know, wink, wink. And so can't rub it on then.
You.
Okay, this is not to do with friendship. How do we get here? Medication. Anyway,
Anyway,
I'll let you know how it's working. I'm very excited.
friendship maintenance is where we were at.
Tell your friends about what hormone therapy you're on and medication you're taking.
Clearly, you can tell that Trish and I have figured out we're safe people, and there are no boundaries between us.
Oh, remind me, I have to ask you something afterwards.
Okay.
That's not appropriate to ask on camera. I've discerned that already.
Nice. So this is the thing. So making sure you actually spend enough time catching up with these people. And it's one of the things that I have gotten a lot better at since I've been diagnosed and learned about my neurotype.
Yep.
That I'm just like, oh yeah, okay, my propensity is to forget people exist if I don't see them regularly enough, if I don't message them regularly enough, blah, 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 blah. Also, I think I'm about a week late on replying to my brother-in-law by text. Sorry, brother-in-law. I was thinking about you last night when I watched the cricket. It's not that I don't think about you. It's just that then you weren't up there in front of my brain.
It's actually that executive functioning to actually then pick up the phone and do it.
Well, no, I had my phone up, but I was doing other stuff.
I picked up my phone to message you 7 times yesterday evening,
Always.
and all of which I just messaged.
I just felt good that I remember that you were doing something, and I said I hope it went well.
You did really good at that. And I remembered to execute the hug that you wanted me to pass on. So there we go.
Excellent.
We are winners in that space.
The hug has surpassed the podcast boundaries. Let's cross from this podcast to that podcast.
Yeah, I've got 2 podcasts because I'm greedy.
True.
So do you.
No, I don't at the moment. I've only got one.
You're a guestie.
I'm a guest. Oh,
You're
yeah.
like sub-recorder.
Well,
I don't know what that's called.
oh, yeah, the
the one
voice
overseas one.
Yeah,
The voice one.
Yeah, that's just anyway.
Okay. The people of the air and the screen are very confused. They have the question marks all over their heads and are going to get to the point.
So I have gotten a lot better at realizing that I need to be conscious of the fact that friendships do require some maintenance.
Yes.
Because I got like the reality is I burnt myself with those friends, and to the point of where I then, when I did realize years later, I did try to reconnect and apologize, and
sometimes they forgive, sometimes not.
And they were very forgiving, but they were just very open with like, hey, this is what it was like from our end. And that was
here?
Yeah, it really is.
Oh.
It really is.
I need closure even when friendships end. Do you need that too?
Oh yeah.
Like,
I
we're
need,
parting ways. We haven't talked for 6 months. I'm just checking. Okay, we're moving.
I don't like you anymore. I'm never going to talk to you again. That level of closure? No.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
I've had that too, and it's fairly recent, and it still stings a bit. But
no, it wasn't this, but it was weird because this was like 6-7 years ago. I realized and tried to mend. And then I think I even ADHD fumbled the ball again then because I didn't know about me then. And maybe didn't reply and close out that conversation thread.
The mending conversation
So
you
thread.
Actually caused more damage.
Probably. And then there was a reason to contact one of them a couple of years ago about some work stuff, and it took like a year and a half to bounce very slowly back and forth, like a month or two in between responses. And then that work project doesn't exist anymore. My old podcast doesn't exist anymore. So I have no reason to actually speak to them in that space anymore.
Yeah. But the trust...
They've still been on my mind. And so I actually decided a few months ago to go, I'm going to send one more message and just clear the air and just say, hey, that podcast isn't there. I'm not going to be wanting to speak to you and interview you about that. Personally, I would still love to reconnect if that's something that you wish to do, but completely understand if that is part of the history and it's time to go. And went, no, okay, I've tried everything.
Yeah.
And if they don't want to, then that's a very clear sign.
Yeah.
And it hurts that they haven't responded. They haven't responded to that one.
That's even,
And they've seen it, so they've read it, and they haven't replied. And that still hurts a little bit, but it's also a good... Like, sometimes you got to learn the lessons the hard way.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
My current friendships reap the benefit of that.
Yes.
Of going, holy crap, I don't want that to happen again. And so I know, okay, yeah, oh crap, it's been a while. I need to check in with that person.
For sure.
I need to make sure that we're good.
Yeah.
And
we're good.
And just realize that, the relationship is a back and forth. And if all of a sudden you go AWOL, then, they're not going to be feeling the love, and they're not going to be going, what the hell have you been doing to me?
And in that space, I think we've both learnt that, yes, relationships are a two-way street, but we've also had to really embed the rule of the social turn-taking ping-pong of messaging, not just going... have a message flooding them with boom, 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 boom. Kind of, like kids when they start on any kind of messaging device, they absolutely bomb each other with like 100 without waiting for a reply.
My daughter messaging you, perchance?
No, I'm getting good at the ping pong.
You're doing very good at the ping pong.
Some delay and ping pong as I'm able, which I think, and also in that space, explaining, sometimes there will be periods of silence because I'm
an adult and I have to work.
Or I'm recording things or I'm doing things. Explaining that to our friends is important.
Yes.
But also in that space, that whole idea of being sure to get some closure on those friendships that might have run their course and acknowledging that, everything has its season and its time. Yep. And for me, I know with the ruminating, that it just will sit there and like eat away at me. Of, why don't we talk anymore? What happened? We were really close. We did all these things together and now nada. And it almost just went to nothing and it evaporated. Yeah. I know for myself, even like a show when it finishes, I'm like, I want to know what's happening in 10 years' time. Can you just give me an update? Like just say in 10 years' time, this is what's going to happen. So I stopped imagining.
So you loved it when Gilmore Girls did their special on Netflix?
Yes, I did. Yes. Yeah. Where are they now? But like as the characters.
Yeah, exactly.
I want the characters to just do a...
because they became friends and you were invested with them, right?
Yeah, I know. Schitt's Creek, for example. I really like that because they're like, now we're all going off to do this. And they gave me a bit of closure for the future.
Nice.
But I need that also, like I find I need that as an ADHDer for friendships that are finished, just to close off that loop of, okay, it's ended and this is where it ended. Sometimes you don't get that closure back, like you mentioned. You threw out the net to say, this is what my, like, a little message of, hey,
my Hail
olive
Mary.
branch, Hail Mary. And sometimes they don't take it. I've found that with my ex-in-law siblings.
Okay, yeah.
Like, some of them were really close friends in that season, and just I threw out the net and just gone, you know what, I've done all I can in this space to inquire, explore, and totally in their court. If they choose no, that's okay. They let them choose their no.
Yep.
But I've already put out there what I needed to in order to just feel like I have the closure.
Yeah. Ooh, that'd be rough.
It was a bit rough.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's okay. It's part of the grief of, you know, losing a relationship. Sometimes you lose the sibling that you've got really close to, or whatever, their sibling.
Yeah. Yep. Fair enough.
Best not to have too many relationships, otherwise you get too much heartache.
It does
really.
make things simpler.
Don't play the field. Advice to the young out there.
Yeah. Or, you know, just with my ex, just clean break, never see them again.
Well, they did a dump and run in a
they
birthday
did,
card
yes.
on your doorstep.
It's true.
Like, I don't think there was no...
For the next few months, I was still very desperately trying to mend and get things back. But that's because I was the dumpy.
There was no opportunity to have a dialogue
I didn't get a
about
say
this.
in this.
Nah, you just got dumped.
Nope.
Literally.
Yep.
On the
Yep.
dole.
Oh, it was.
It was a dump and run. It really was.
It was a dump and run. And then, like, 4 years later, I was making a phone call at work and ended up having to call her dad.
Oh, that's really...
And that was an awkward conversation.
Oh, did you have like a bit of a catch up?
It did have a little bit of a catch up, and it was slightly weird, and then also slightly haha.
I've grown up and now I'm married and successful.
Yeah, and also he was just like, yeah, we really liked you more than some of the others.
Oh,
I'm just like, yes.
I rated those conversations. Very uplifting.
I'm just like, yeah.
Anyway, now we're going into the in-law territory, but or outlaw or ex-law.
Ex-law, yeah.
Coleslaw.
Coleslaw. Yeah.
Well, that's edible. Okay. Friendship-wise, anything else do we have to traverse and warn or educate those out there?
I think
Pardon me.
in the neurodiverse space is learning that there's different rhythms to friendships.
Yep.
I have friends who are ADHD.
Yep.
I have friends who are autistic.
Yep.
They
are also both very different types of friendship as well.
Exactly, that's it. I've had to learn the difference between those two friendships.
Autistic friendships, concrete, will also truth bomb you if you look crap or your haircut is awful, but also very loyal.
Exactly. But also might be expecting a certain level of interaction and frequency of communication, or more regularity in that, whatever the frequency might be.
True.
Whereas ADHD friends like you, where we can go nearly 20 years and then just pick up as if nothing happened.
Yeah, because there was no bad blood.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you ruminating about where I went?
No.
Oh, see?
No,
Outside, out of mind.
I wasn't talking about you when I was talking about those friends.
No, but it made me curious.
No, fair enough.
In that gap.
I'll tell you who they were afterwards, although you probably might have guessed already.
Okay.
Yeah, anyway. But yeah, so learning the difference of going, okay, with my friends that are autistic, is that like I have to be a bit more intentional with the, hey, I realize I haven't been around, but I'm still here. Hope you're doing okay. I'm in a really flat out season at the moment with work or family or whatever, or I'm on holiday, so I'm not actually going to be on my phone much.
Yep.
Hope you're okay.
Can I just preface all of this with disclosure works really beautifully.
Disclosure is wonderful.
If you know you're an ADHDer or you are ADHD-esque and you haven't got a formal diagnosis, actually be upfront in your friendships and say, this is my tendency. That's a pre-warning for them, so they can set it up, particularly for your autistic neurotype friends, because they will love and appreciate knowing that about you, and will also know, hey, I might need to pull the regularity weight in there for throwing out a message to bring myself to front of mind of you.
Exactly. And look, I had to go through this, or have the hard conversation with one of my friends about this, because it was just like we both lost a mutual friend, and so we were both talking about that hole in our friendship circle, because it was not just a three-way, it was also then individuals as well. And then realizing that because him and the friend we lost were a very similar neurotype, they communicated in a very different way to what I do with him. And so I had to be really honest and go, I get and I understand, and I now can see that you've explained fully how you guys used to communicate. I'm really sorry, I actually can't fill that void completely because that is a level of communication that just does not work for my neurotype.
Yeah.
And there was some assumptions back and forth. It's just like, you've got this whole life going on that I don't see anything about. I'm just like, actually, no, honestly, when I'm
Nobody knows about this.
when I'm not responding, it's not like I'm off doing stuff. I'm often just here at home doing the exact same things. It's just that my brain is going, nope, there's no spoons for communication outside of the house today. But we had to be upfront about our different neurotypes, the ways we wanted to communicate, the frequency and all that kind of stuff. Whereas I've got friends who are pure ADHD.
Yep.
And like, we can go
purebreds.
Purebreds, that's it. And like, you know, I'll catch up with them and have the most wonderful, raucous 2-hour, 3-hour lunch that was supposed to go for 40 minutes quickly on a lunch break. And not see them or not even message them for like 3 or 4 months, and then literally straight back into it the minute. And so knowing that those different rhythms are at play means that I can then go, okay, well, my friends that are autistic that expect this level of communication or need this kind of communication for maintaining the friendship, I love them just as much, so I will invest that to them.
Yeah.
Whereas other friendships, I know this is what they need to invest, and it's working, and all those kind of things. And just being able to be aware of what is required to keep those friendships now, again, means I don't end up in that situation again where I'm feeling awful for years because I lost those people that were really close to me.
And I think that also comes back to, if you know that they're on your inner circle and you deeply care about them and deeply value them as a close connection friend, you're more cognizant about, you know, maintaining that and being upfront in that space.
Yeah, 100%.
And it all comes down to that, you know, being open to have that discussion and also being real and authentic in the fact that this is how my brain works. Yeah. And it's not the fact that I don't care about you or don't love you or whatever. It's actually the fact that my brain works like this, and unless you keep dangling something shiny in front of me, I'm going to be thinking about what else is dangling immediately in front of me.
Yep.
And that is shiny.
That is shiny, yes.
Like these lights.
Yes, they are shiny lights.
I think this has been so wholesome, I think, to learn about friendships as a whole, but also how ADHDers do friendships and how we can be, as ADHDers, supportive of each other's friendships, but also if you are listening on the airwaves or you're listening on YouTube, watching as well, whatever.
Both.
But you can also implement some of this understanding and compassion, that lens of compassion, and afford that to those in your friendship groups. And maybe you might actually hypothesize after listening to this that, hey, maybe I do have a couple of undiagnosed ADHD friends out there, and instead of jumping to the conclusion they've ditched me and don't like me or they're like very poor communicators, we're absolutely excellent at communicating.
Oh, yeah.
As proof of the love bombing that occurred at the initial parts of our friendships, but also in that space, you know, we have our flaws that are part of our attention hyperfocus in other areas, which does not preclude the fact we don't love you. Nope. So the love is out there. It's just sometimes we need a little helping hand to keep the convo going.
That's it.
Oh, well, I hope you have found this helpful, friends. If you have, please like, share, subscribe, and send it on to those that you think might be blessed by this conversation.
Yep.
I'm Trish.
I'm Burkie.
We think you should get yourself some
Real Zeal.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, look. You could technically fix it when you edit.
I can. It's true. We have the power.
I got the power. I checked it was recording, but now I need to.
Now you need to check again.
Yeah,
Exactly.
well, do you have your own language with your family?
Oh, very much so. Yes. Yeah.
Like Pingu.
Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, shall we do it?
We shall. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a nice little. We can't use any of that because we used our kids' names.
That's okay.